Good day to everyone who is watching this video lecture. So the video lecture talks about our week one, which is the colligative properties of solutions. So before we proceed to the different types of colligative properties of solution, let's talk what is colligative properties. So when we say colligative properties, it is a quantity dependent, or it's the amount of solute particles and not on their physical and chemical properties. So to give you an example of that, okay, say for example, we have the first container and this is the second container. Both of them will be filled up with the same amount of water, which is, let's say, 30 ml of water. Okay, this is also 30 ml of water. And we all know that despite the amount of these two, even though one of them is higher or one of them is lesser, the boiling point of water is constantly equal to 100 degrees Celsius. So that's 100 degrees Celsius. How this is considered to be a pure solvent. Okay, this is not yet a solution, and in order for us to make this a solution, we need to add a solute. Okay, now let's say that the first container, let's add 3 grams of sugar, and the other one is 5 grams of salt. Now the question is, do you think that after the addition of the solute, do you think the boiling point of the solution will remain 100 degrees Celsius? Okay, it will no longer remain the same. There will be changes. Okay, and the higher the amount of solute added with our solvent, the higher will be its boiling point. So let's assume that this will become 103 degrees Celsius. This is just an example. Okay, so in short, no, whatever be the kind of solute that you will add to a solvent, okay, as long as it is higher in amount, then we expect that the boiling point will elevate or will increase from the original boiling point of the solvent. So that is colligative properties. Now your colligative properties of solution under your solute can be classified as electrolytic or non-electrolytic. Okay, so what's the difference between the two? So when we say electrolytic, usually they are ionic bond. Okay, which is combination of metal and non-metal. Okay, which is metal is always positive and non-metal is always negative. And that is the reason why they conduct electricity. Okay, they conduct electricity. Okay, however, your non-electrolytic, they are always covalent bond. Ibig sabihin, they are a combination of both non-metal only. And because there is no charges, the present of positive, non-electrolytic, they cannot conduct. They do not conduct electricity. Okay, so that's the two classification of solute under colligative property of solution. Now for our colligative properties of solution, we have 4. Okay, so the first one is the boiling point elevation. So gaya ng example natin kanina, after the addition of higher amount of solute, okay, the 100 degree Celsius will increase. Okay, let's assume that it will become a 103 degrees Celsius. So the higher the solute to be added in a solvent, it will result to a higher boiling point. Okay, so these are the formula. So as you can see, the delta TB or yung may triangle dyan, that is what we call boiling point elevation, or to summarize it, here are the formula. Your T solution is actually the boiling point of solution. T solution meaning boiling point of solution. Your T solvent means boiling point of solvent, plus your delta TB is your boiling point elevation. Gaya ng example natin kanina, 'di ba? Ang pure water meron siyang 100 degrees Celsius. Yan ang constant boiling point ng water. Ngayon, nag-increase siya into 103. Ilan yung in-increase niya? 'Di ba? 3. Yung 3 na sinasabi natin, yan yung boiling point elevation. Kaya ang boiling point of solution na natin is equal to 103 degrees Celsius. So yan ang ibig sabihin ng T solution. The boiling point of solution, T solvent is the boiling point of the pure solvent only, and your delta TB or yung triangle TB, that is the boiling point elevation kung ilan ang itinaas niya. Okay, that's the first formula. However, there is a formula for the TB or your delta TB is equal to IKB times molality. Your I is known as your Van 't Hoff factor. Ito yung bilang ng ions, the number of ions, yung positive and negative charges. So, paano nga ba magbilang ng I? Okay, pag sinabing I, that is the number of ions. Okay, kapag, just like our example, your NaCl, ang unang gagawin muna natin is aalamin natin kung electrolytic siya or non-electrolytic. And as you can see, kapag NaCl, meron siyang metal at non-metal at nagfo-fall siya sa ionic band. Ibig sabihin, this is electrolytic. Kapag electrolytic, meron siyang metal at non-metal. So, sino ang metal dyan? We all know it is sodium. Siya ang laging positive, ang metal, at negative ang non-metal. So, ilang charges ang nakikita nyo dito? Diba? 1, 2. So, ibig sabihin, okay, ang I natin ay equal to 2. Okay? That is how we manually count the number of ions. Another example is meron tayong Al2, SO4, 3. Is this electrolytic or non-electrolytic? Al is metal, SO4 is non-metal. So, ibig sabihin, this is still electrolytic. So, sinang metal dyan? It is the aluminum. So, automatically, aluminum is your negative and your SO4 is negative. I mean, Al2 is positive and your SO4 is negative. Have you ever still remember kung saan to galing? I mean, yung mga subscript, di ba? Ang subscript na ito ay galing dati, ang 2 mo ay galing dito kay SO4 at yung 3 naman ay galing dito kay Al2. Di ba? Yung crisscross. So, ibig sabihin, yung Al2 meron siyang 3 positive, yung SO4 meron siyang 2 negative. Kumbaga, yung 3 napunta dyan, yung 2 napunta naman dyan. Kumbaga, nag-reverse lang sila. Okay, yan yung number of charges. Ngayon, bibilangin natin yan. So, as you can see, meron kang 3 positive at 2 negative. So, 3 plus 2, your I now is equal to 5. So, that is how you count your I. Next, how about if we have the C6H12O6? Okay, O6. Now, identify first kung electrolytic or non-electrolytic. Carbon is non-metal, hydrogen is non-metal, oxygen is non-metal. They are all non-metal, that is under non-electrolytic. Kapag non-electrolytic ang ating solute, ang I natin lagi ay equal to 1. That is constant. Basta kapag non-metal ang nakikita nyo sa ating solute at walang metal, ang I natin lagi ay equal to 1. Okay? Ngayon, ano naman itong Kb? Ang Kb natin is constant. Ang tawag dyan ay boiling point elevation of the solvent. Boiling point elevation of the solvent. Okay? Ang M naman natin, or boiling point elevation constant. Itong Kb is boiling point elevation constant. Our M here is your molality. And na-discuss naman ang formula ng molality. Molality is the number of moles, which is its unit is mole, divided by the mass of solvent, which is in kilogram. So, yan ang formula ng ating small m na nakikita nyo dito. That is molality. Ngayon, ano naman ang formula ng number of moles? Your number of moles is denoted as small n. Okay? Is equal to mass, which is its unit is gram divided by the molar mass. Or let's use double capital M. Your double capital M is also known as your molar mass. And its unit is gram per mole. Okay, so you can see you have first formula, second formula, third formula, fourth formula, and we also have your fifth. This is density. Density of the solvent. In order for us to compute the density of the solvent, we have the mass of the solvent, which is in gram, divided by the volume of the solvent, which is in ml. Okay, so those are the 5 formulas to be used in solving problems. Okay, let's start solving problems. Let's start here. Okay, let me just take a snip of this one. Okay, this is the first problem. What is the boiling point of a solution composed of 201 gram of sucrose dissolved in 4.3 liter of water? The density of water is 1 gram per ml. So the first step here, okay, of course, is to list all the given. What are the given that you can see in the problem? Okay, but before listing the given pala, the first step is to identify which is solute at sino ang solvent. Sino bang solute dito? Diba? Si sucrose. Okay? This is the technique usually in the structure of the problem. Okay? Usually na-mention lagi una si solute at pangalawa naman si water. Okay? But not all instances. However, okay, you have all the keywords to identify kung sino si solute at sino si solvent. And with this problem, ang ating solute ay si, okay, our solute at sino din ang solvent. Our solute is si sucrose, which is C12H12O6. At meron din tayong solvent na si water. Ngayon, gaano kadami si solute? Meron tayong 201 gram. At yung water, okay, meron tayong 4.3 liters. Wherein the density of water, the density of the solvent, is 1 gram per ml. Okay, so those are the given. Now, let's identify kung ano ang tinatanong. What is the boiling point of a solution? Ano ang symbol na ginagamit natin sa boiling point of solution? Diba that is T solution. So that's the question. Now let's identify the formula to be used. Ano bang formula ng T solution? Okay, we all know that T solution is equal to T solvent. Okay, T solvent plus boiling point elevation. Okay, so saan natin kukunin ang T solvent? Your T solvent, that is a constant boiling point of the solvent, which is yung nasa table. Okay, ito. Don't worry, in your quiz or in your exam, this is given in the problem. So, nakikita nyo dito yung T solvent, the second column, and the our solvent, ano bang solvent natin? It's water. So, ano ang boiling point ng water? That is 100 degrees Celsius. So, yan ang isa-substitute natin kay T solvent. So, lagay dito, 100 degrees Celsius plus. Ngayon, meron ba tayong delta TB sa given or also known as the boiling point elevation? Di ba wala? So, anong gagawin natin? Yan muna ang unahin nating isa-solve. So, ibig sabihin, we cannot solve for our boiling point of the solution kasi nga, wala pa tayo nito. Okay, so ang gagawin, okay, letter D, isa-solve muna natin si delta TB or boiling point elevation. So your boiling point elevation, what's the formula from the previous discussion? We have your I, KB times M. Okay, we substitute ano ang I natin. Usually, kapag I, laging pinapertain yan si solute. Okay, so ngayon, check natin kung sinang solute natin. Is this ionic compound? Is this ionic compound or covalent compound? So as you can see, carbon is non-metal, hydrogen is non-metal, oxygen is also non-metal. So which makes them covalent bond. At kapag covalent bond, electrolytic or non-electrolytic? Covalent bond is non-electrolytic, and when we say non-electrolytic, their I is equal to 1. So ang I natin dito ay 1. So we substitute I with 1. Now, how about our Kb? Itong Kb na nakikita nyo dyan, that is the Kb of the solvent na nakikita sa table. Ano ang solvent natin? Water. And in the third column, as you can see, the Kb of water is 0.52. So, yan ang isa-substitute natin kay Kb. So, ang Kb natin ay 0.52 degrees Celsius per molal. So, yan ang unit niya. Next, meron ba tayong M sa given? Diba wala? So, So, which means, we cannot solve again our delta TB kasi nga wala tayong M. Ibig sabihin, si M muna ang isosolve natin. So, letter E na tayo. So, paano ba ang formula ng molality? Molality is the number of moles, okay, the number of moles divided by the mass of the solvent, which is in kilogram. Okay. Ngayon, is substitute na natin kung may given tayo dito. Meron ba tayong number of moles of solute? Under boiling point elevation, ang number of moles na pinapertain lagi dito ay si solute. Si solute lagi ang may-ari ng number of mole under boiling point elevation. So, as you can see, we cannot solve for molality kasi nga there are missing values which is the number of mole and at the same time the mass of solvent. So, unahin natin isolve si number of moles. As you can see, the mass of solvent, ito ang solvent natin, pero naka-liters siya, naka-volume. Ang kailangan natin ay kilogram. So, compute muna natin si number of moles. So, ano bang, okay, letter F. Anong formula ng number of moles? We have the mass of solute, which is in gram, divided by the molar mass of that solute. May given bang mass of solute sa problem? Meron, di ba? The mass of solute is 201 grams. So, yan ang isa-substitute natin, 201 gram, divided by the molar mass of that solute. Now, we need to get its molar mass. Molar mass ng ating solute. So, meron tayong carbon. Okay, we have carbon. We also have hydrogen and oxygen. Carbon, the atomic mass of carbon is 12 gram. According to periodic table, hydrogen is 1 gram, oxygen is 16 gram. Ngayon, ilang carbon na nakikita nyo sa solute? Carbon is 12, hydrogen is 22. So, carbon is 12, hydrogen is 22, and the oxygen is 11. Now, we need to get their product. So, 12 times 12, we have 144. And then, this is already 22. Because 22 times 1 is 22, rather. So, 16 times 11, the answer is 176. Okay, we need to add them all. 176 plus 22 plus 144. The answer is 342 gram per mole. So, yan ang molar mass na ilalagay natin sa baba. So, that is 342 gram per mole. Now, we cancel the same unit. Ang natira na ngayon ay mole. So, we need to divide 201 divided by 342. The answer is 0.59. Okay, 2 decimal point rounded up. Ngayon, sana natin to ilalagay. Okay, yung sa mole na natin. So, that's 0.59 mole. Ngayon, ang kulang na lang natin ay ang mass of solvent. Ang kailangan natin ay mass of solvent. However, the given value is in volume. That's 4.3. Now, here's the technique. As long as water is involved as your solvent, okay, basta water siya. Hindi to applicable sa lahat. Pero basta kapag water ang solvent natin, ito ang conversion. That each 1 liter is also equivalent to 1 kilogram. So, since the given is 4.3 liters, definitely this becomes 4.3 kilogram also. So, that's the mass of solvent. We substitute 4.3 kilogram. Now, we divide 0.59 divided by 4.3. The answer is 0.14. What will be the unit of molal? That is small m. Okay? So, ngayon, sana natin to ilalagay itong 0.14. Ito yung kulang natin dito, di ba? Meron na tayong I, meron na tayong Kb. Ang wala na lang ay si M. So, our molal is 0.14 molal. So we cancel the same unit, which is cm. Ang natira na lang ay degrees Celsius. Now we multiply 1 times 0.52 times 0.14. The answer is 0.07. So that is our delta TB. Ngayon, saan ko ilalagay ang delta TB? Dito, di ba? So yan na lang ang kulang para masagot ang final answer. So this is 0.07. Now the solution, now the final answer is 100.07 degrees Celsius. So that's the answer for the first problem. Now as you can see, no, just like what we said, when we add a solute, okay, when we add solute with our water, the original boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. Now after the addition of solute, ano nangyari? It increases. Okay, naging 100.07 na siya. So that is boiling point elevation. Okay? Now let's have the freezing point depression. Okay, the second type of colligative properties is also known as your freezing point depression. Okay, now under your boiling point elevation, it's increase, no, there is an increase, but under freezing point depression, depress means there is decrease naman to, there is a decrease. Now they have similar formula. Okay, these are the formula. The first formula is, instead of T, we use FPT. FPT means freezing point of solution is equal to freezing point of the solvent minus the freezing point depression. Now ngayon, dati TB, di ba dito? Ngayon naging TF na siya kasi freezing point depression. F means freezing. Okay? Now what is the formula for our freezing point depression? It's just the same, I KF times M. Yung B naging F na din siya. And your M here, your molality is the same. That is your number of mole divided by the mass of solvent, which is in kilogram. Okay, now, okay, what is the formula for the number of moles? Okay, this is mass of the solute, which is in gram, divided by the molar mass of the solute, which is in gram per mole. Okay, that's gram per mole. So of course density is still involved. That's mass of solvent, which is in gram, divided by the volume of solvent, again, that is in gram. So the same, we have 5 formulas. Okay, ngayon let's have another problem. Okay, let's have this okay, let me just, okay, that's boiling point pala. Now let's proceed for the freezing point problem. Okay, let's have this one, the sample number 2. Okay, let me just paste this. Okay, let's start. So the sample number 2, what is the molality and freezing point of a solution made by dissolving 220 gram of naphthalene C10H8 in 620 ml of chloroform? The density of chloroform is 1.49 gram per ml. Okay, the same step, no? We need to identify kung sino si solute at sino si solvent. Okay, our solute definitely si naphthalene, that's C10H8. And our solvent is no longer water, it's chloroform, which is CHCl3. Now we get their amount. The naphthalene, we have 220 gram, and our chloroform, we have 620 ml. Okay, and the density of the chloroform is 1.49 gram per ml. Now let's proceed with the unknown values. What is the problem? We need to compute for the molality, okay, and also the freezing point of the solution. Okay, freezing point of the solution, or the symbol of the freezing point of solution is FPT solution. Okay, question mark. Now, which among the two should we solve first? Okay, definitely that it is molality. Okay, so let's solve for molality. What's the formula in solving molality? Molality is equal to, okay, so we have the number of mole divided by the mass of the solvent, which is in kilogram. Now, both of them are unknown. Let's start solving first with the number of mole. We cannot solve molality because these are the unknown values. Let's start solving for N first. N is equal to mass of solute divided by the molar mass. May given bang mass ng solute natin? Our solute, that's 220 grams. So, yan ang substitute 220 gram. Okay, divided by, now let's get the molar mass of the C and C10H8. Carbon is 12 gram. Hydrogen is 1 gram. Ngayon, ilang carbon? We have 10. And then hydrogen is 8. So, 12 times 10, that's 120 gram. And 1 times 8, that's 8 grams. So, we get the sum. Okay, the sum of this one is 128 gram per mole. So, that's the molar mass that we substitute here. 128 gram per mole. Now, let's do the division. 220 divided by 128, the answer is 1.72. Okay, we cancel gram, ang natira ay mole. Ngayon, meron na tayong mole na ilalagay sa taas, okay, which is 1.72 mole. Ngayon, si mass of solvent na lang ang nawawala. Our mass of solvent, the given is in volume, hindi siya kilogram. So, kailangan natin siyang, i-convert into kilogram. Ngayon, gaya ng sabi ko, hindi na to water and it's no longer applicable yung 1 liter is equal to 1 kilogram. That is only applicable if the solvent is water. But our solvent now is chloroform and it's different. It's a different scenario. It's a different step. Now, here is how we get the mass of solvent. Okay, letter E. So, how do we get the mass of solvent? Okay, the given is volume of solvent and which is equal to 620 ml. And the density of the chloroform is 1.49 gram per ml. Okay. Now, how do we get the mass? Now, going back from the formula, as you can see, the density, there is a mass here. At yan yung i-compute natin kasi mass ang kailangan. Meron tayong density na given, meron din tayong volume na given. So, that's the formula to be used. Now, let's get the formula. Density is equal to mass divided by volume. This is in gram, this is in ml. Now, we cross multiply since mass yung nawawala. So, mass now is equal to density divided by volume. Now, what is the density na given? That's 1.49. So, 1.49 gram per ml. Now, what is the volume given? That's 620 ml. Okay, 620 ml. Just multiply this. So, 1.49 times 620, the answer is 923.8 gram. Now, naka-gram ito. Pero ang kailangan nating mass of solvent ay kilogram. So, we need to convert gram to kilogram. In every 1 kilogram, there are 1,000 grams. So, we cancel gram. This will now be a kilogram. So, we divide 9238. 923.8 divided by 1,000. The answer is 0.9238. 0.9238. That's the mass of the solvent that we need to substitute here, 0.9238 kilogram. Now, let's have the answer, 1.72 divided by 0.9238. The answer is 1.86 molal. So, that's the first answer here, okay, sa molality. So, ang sagot natin ay 1.86 molal. So, let's now insert here. The answer now is 1.86 molal. Now, the second problem is computing for the freezing point of solution. Okay, what is the formula of the freezing point of solution as our second answer? Okay, so anong step na yan? Letter F. Okay, the freezing point of the solution. So as you can see, the formula here is FPT solvent minus freezing point depression. Okay, do we have an FPT solvent? Ang solvent natin si chloroform. So laging i-check sa table. Okay, where is chloroform? Okay, and then we need to get its freezing point under second column. So chloroform is equal to negative 63.5. So that's our FPT solvent, negative 63.5 degrees Celsius minus, okay, do we have a given freezing point depression? Of course, we do not have. So, isosolve muna natin yan kasi we cannot solve for the freezing point of solution without this value. Okay, so what's the formula ba? For the delta TF, we have I KF divided by M. What is our I? Ano ba ang solute natin? Electrolytic or non-electrolytic? Okay, this is both non-metal. Definitely, they will fall into covalent bonding. So, this is non-electrolytic, and if it is non-electrolytic, it is always equal to 1. So what is our KF? KF can be seen here, which is of course our chloroform. The KF of our chloroform under third column, that's 4.70. So ilagay dyan 4.70 degrees Celsius per molal. Ngayon, we already computed this one, the small m or molality. The molality is 1.86. So we substitute 1.86 molal. Now, let's have the multiplication. 4.70 times 1. Okay, 1 times 4.70 times 1.86. 4.70 times 1.86. The answer is 8.74. Okay, we cancel m, ang natira ay degrees Celsius. So ngayon, saan na natin ito ilalagay? This is our delta TF, of course, here. Okay, so we get 8.74 degrees Celsius. Now, what's the second final answer? So negative 63.5 minus 8.74. The answer is negative 72.24 degrees Celsius. So that's the second answer.